Well, she divides opinion, not just in the country, but sometimes within the Conservative Party. But I spoke to Michael Fabricant, the Conservative MP for Lichfield, just before we came on air, in fact, and asked whether he was a fan of Suella Braverman and her style.
I'm generally a fan of Suella Braverman. Look, I mean, I don't agree with her when she said that, or implied, shall we say, that all rough sleepers are doing so as a lifestyle choice. But, you know, she's spoken very robustly today about the Metropolitan Police's handling of the riots, or shall we say at least the demonstrations, which sometimes develop into mini riots in support of Palestine. And I support her completely on that.
What is your sense of where Conservative backbenchers are over this?
There are mixed views in the Conservative Party. I'm a member of a number of their WhatsApp groups, and I see what some of my colleagues are saying. Some are robustly defending Suella Braverman, as I'm trying to do. You know, not 100%, but 90%. There are others who totally condemn what she said. And many Conservatives, certainly core supporters, maybe not the members of Parliament per se, but I'm talking about core supporters of the Conservative Party in the country, actually welcome the sort of robust views that Suella Braverman is expressing.
Do you think, though, there's a way in which, and this is the criticism often made of her, you will have heard it, that the way she makes arguments is not about trying to persuade people of her point of view. It's trying to provoke people into the divisions around her point of view. So it's not about trying to win an argument. It's about trying to stir up a situation rather more.
Well, that's certainly what Keir Starmer has said, but I don't agree. I don't think she is deliberately trying to do that. She feels very strongly that the Palestinian demonstrations are causing Jewish people in London and elsewhere to be very concerned for their own safety. I also think that the choice of the organisers of that demonstration to do it on Armistice Day is just crass, to say the least. I don't think she is trying to stoke up hatred. What I do think she's doing is stating her views very clearly. And, you know, sometimes, just sometimes, you have to admire that.
Yeah, there's a degree to which, as Home Secretary, stating your views clearly in an article in the Times about the inadequacies of the police and the way they do things seems just like the system isn't working somewhere. That's not the way police and politics are meant to interact, or police and Home Secretary are meant to interact.
Of course, we want the police to be independent to a degree, because that's the whole beauty of the British system as compared, say, with France, where the gendarmerie and the police nationale take direct orders from the internal ministry in France. But, you know, I think the Met Police of late have rather lost their way. So I tend to share Suella Braverman's frustration over this.
There are people saying she wants a riot in London on Saturday, so she can look like the one who warned everybody there's going to be these marches are not peaceful. Do you think that's true? Because she, back to the Keir Starmer critique, she's calling them hate marches. It's almost a kind of come at me, isn't it, in the way she talks about the marches?
Well, Sadiq Khan has said more or less what you've said. And I think it's rather different. I think Sadiq Khan is saying if there is a riot, at least I'll be able to blame the Home Secretary and not myself, because it's the Mayor of London who tends to have control over the Metropolitan Police. Look, in many ways, they are hate marches. When you hear what they shout about jihad, when you hear what
some
they
of
shout
them,
about...
Some of them, Michael. Some will shout some stuff and others won't be shouting that stuff. But what you don't want to do is put everybody into one category, do you? Or maybe you do.
No, I don't, Evan. You're absolutely right about that. But, you know, when you've got a march like that and some people are shouting jihad, many of them are shouting, from the river to the sea, Palestine shall be free, which actually means let's annihilate the state of Israel, because that's the only way that particular chant can be interpreted. It is incredibly intimidating to the fewer than 250,000 Jews who happen to live in this country.
Michael Fabricant, Conservative MP there for Lichfield.